guys, welcome back to the new session of Programming Problem Breaker. So after a long time we have meet again to solve a few problems on SQL. So you can see I have already mapped up a SQL problem. So this question has been a part of Walmart and people question or interview, you can say interview part, interview question this is. So you can see the question has asked about the find managers with at least seven direct reporting employees. So by looking at the schema and data set, you can see we have provided a table employees. So I can show you the table employees. So I have already made up the SQL table and entered the particular data. So you can see I have stored the table in SQL Prop database. So this is the table. So you can see we have the table. So in table they have given us the ID of the employee, their first name, their last name, age, and what are the sex, which is female and male, employee title, department, salary, target bonus, email, city, address, and manager ID. So there is a number of columns of data which is provided for employee. So we have also provided an ID of the employee for which the employee is reporting. You see, we can see Alice has the ID 1, so it means that Alice is not reporting to someone, or you can see and Alice is the main team lead or something, like a CEO. You can see after the Bob has the manager ID 1, so you can see Bob is working under the manager of Alice. So now we have understood the assignment of the data provided. So now we can look after the question. So in question you can see we have provided like what is find managers with at least seven direct reporting employees. So you can see we have maximum is one, two, three, four, five maximum employees which is reporting to a single manager. And you can see after the reporting employees it has said that in situations where user is reporting to himself or herself, count that also. Okay, so now first we can just map out the data. So we can just make the table and we can just wrap up the data. You can see we can join self join the table, and we can say we can just by using we can join the table by using the id and manager id. So you can say e dot manager id is equal to m dot id. So if I hit the enter, you can say we have the long term of data because it's a long term of row. So now you can see we can just point out the main data which is of first name, last name or something. You see we can see id of table e dot id, e dot first name, comma e dot manager id, and we can add three more columns of the second table which is of m dot id, m dot first name, m dot manager id. So if I hit the enter, you can say the table is the sorted out. You can see table is like a we have just filtered out the only the six rows for our use. So you can see in first table we have got the data is the same. So you can see in table, in first the table we have the id is the same, first name is the same, and manager id is the same. And after that we have provided the condition which is of e dot manager id is equal to m dot id. So what the SQL processor or like something logic what will do is it will check the first table's employee id which is 1, and it will check for the second table's employee id. So you can say it is checking one, this one with this one. So if it is mapped, so it is providing us the first name is Alice and the same as for others. So you can see these are the employees, and these row provide the manager's name. So you can just What we have to do is, in question we have just asked about the find managers with at least 7 directly employees in situations where user is reporting to himself or herself. Count that also. You can see in table Alice is reporting to herself because Alice is the manager of ID one, which is also Alice. So you can see Alice is the CEO, so we have to count the Alice also and Alice ID also. And the last line they have said is output first names of managers. So we can just filter it out only to the E dot M dot first name, because we have to provide the only the manager's first name. And for checking the 7 direct employees, for counting the 7 direct employees, we can just use the counting method. So you can first use the group by M dot first name, because we will group by the M dot first name, and then we will count by having count of M dot first name is greater than is equal to 7. So if I hit the enter, you can see they have said is what is empty set. So what is it doing is, I can show you by using the count function also. So you can write the here count function of M dot first name. So now you can see, if I put out the condition for one manager, you can see it has filtered out by Alice and Frank. You can see, and Alice it has count the managers total employees, which is a 5, and the Frank, which is a 2. So you can see we don't have any manager which have at least 7 direct reporting employees. So what we'll do is, so if the question is asked for 7, so we have the data sorted. So you can see just our query is working. If we put out the condition for just 5 direct reporting employees to the manager, so we can see it will working fine. So we have to just put out the manager's name, output the manager's name only. So we can just write here just 5. So now you can see our query is working, which is of Alice. So that's how, guys, we have just solved this problem, which is to calculate the number of employees reporting to a manager is should be minimum 7 or 5. So we have just put out the condition for 5. It has asked about 7. So if in case we have the data for more than 7 or equal to 7, so it will working fine. So thank you guys for this session. So that's how we solve these questions. Thank you guys. Bye bye.